In as early as 2027, the Philippines may be able to use nuclear power as an energy source. This as President Duterte signs an executive order reviving the use of nuclear energy as an alternative to coal. Faith Del Mundo has the rest of the story.
The Philippines may soon tap nuclear energy as early as 2027. President Rodrigo Duterte, through Executive Order 164, established nuclear power as a viable source in the country's energy mix.
The choice to put up the nuclear power plant will be in the next administrations, not just this administration, but next administrations. When they see that it will be needed, then the framework is there already, and we have saved everybody 5 to 6 years of preparing.
But the Energy Department admits they have a long way to go. After all, the regulatory framework will still require legislation, and that would be dependent on the next administration's agenda.
Parang papatayo ka ng building, nalalagyan mo ng TV. Ito, parang bibili ka lang ng TV. So, mabilis, di ba? But the preliminary requirement here, of course, dapat nandun yung regulation on nuclear power. So, wala pa tayo nun. So, it can come earlier, but the regulations should be there.
The DOE says the nuclear power program consists of 4 cornerstones: the national policy, the legislative framework, alignment with international standards, and public awareness. So does this mean the Bataan nuclear power plant will be rehabilitated? Not exactly, says Undersecretary Erguisa.
The basic item here is energy security. How well it can help us secure our energy in the future. Number 2, since it is rehabilitated, the safety, safeguards, security aspect, kaya pa ba niyan? Yung cost niya, magiging competitive ba siya o magiging mahal?
So how do Filipinos feel about having nuclear energy in the country? Erguisa points out that in a 2019 SWS survey, 79% of Filipinos favor nuclear energy. He adds the move to greenlight nuclear power is centered on energy security. Erguisa says this must not be politicized.
This is a policy for the future. It's not just about putting up power plants, but we're preparing something that will be definitely needed in the future.
Though it was mentioned, Presidential Bet Bongbong Marcos said if elected, he wants to revisit and possibly use the Bataan nuclear power plant. But for Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, the facility may no longer be viable or safe. For News 5, Faith Del Mundo, we are One News.
NVOC Chairperson Mirna Kabutahe admits that the number of booster vaccines have dropped in the Philippines. In an interview with Radyo 5, Kabutahe explained that there are less people lining up to get their booster shots because they don't see the urgency for it now that COVID-19 cases have dropped. She added that others believe that getting 2 doses gives them enough protection against the virus. And that's why they're now planning to do more house-to-house vaccinations to encourage more Filipinos to get their booster shot.
Tama ka, kailangan ilabit na natin sa ating mga mamamayan yung ating pagbabakuna. That's one strategy na kailangan nang gawin. Of course, it will be labor intensive kasi kailangan natin ng mas maraming tao. Kahit na 3 tao, pwede na yan yung magbabahay-bahay.
Aksyon Demokratiko standard-bearer Isko Moreno is now in Cagayan Valley. To give us the latest, we have Romel Lopez joining us on the line from Isabela. Good morning, Romel. What is the situation looking like there so far?
Yes, Sean, Aksyon Demokratiko standard-bearer Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will try to penetrate Cagayan today to continue his campaign trail in Cagayan Valley. After visiting Quirino Province in Isabela, here in the north, Moreno will try to court Cagayanans today. Moreno will try to dent the so-called solid north, a stronghold of another presidential candidate, former Senator Bongbong Marcos. Yesterday, Moreno told the media that he believes that the voters in the country are wiser than before and will be able to choose candidates based on their accomplishments as public servants. Moreno vowed to continue to reach as many voters personally as long as he can persuade them and to choose them in his team as a better alternative. In his visit to Quirino yesterday, Moreno assured the indigenous people of the North that they will receive a fair treatment from his government. He also promised to strengthen the tourism sector of North. He will try also to address the problem of insurgency. Moreno vowed that he will do whatever it takes to seek peace in a peaceful manner. Charles?
Thanks for that, Romel Lopez. That was Romel Lopez reporting live from Isabela. Presidential aspirant Vice President Leni Robredo is campaigning around Cavite today. The Vice President held a meet and greet with the volunteers from Carmona earlier today. And after this, she is set to do more meet and greet events with volunteers from Dasmariñas, Noveleta, Rosario, and the priest from the Diocesan Shrine of St. Augustine. Tonight, the Robredo Pangilinan Tandem will have their Grand Caviteño People's Rally in General Trias Sports Park. Meanwhile, Vice Presidential candidate Sara Duterte is currently in Caloocan, where she led the inauguration of the Caloocan Uniteam headquarters. Duterte will then go to Navotas to meet with barangay officials and fisherfolk, and then to Malabon to talk to women and youth groups in the city. Circling back to our top story, the PSA is currently holding a press conference on February inflation data. Let's listen in.
Other dairy products and eggs na may 0.8% inflation. Mas mabilis naman na pagtaas ng presyo ang naobserbahan nitong Pebrero 2022 sa mga sumusunod. Bigas na may 1.8% inflation, mais na may 32.1% inflation, flour, bread and other bakery products, pasta products and other cereals na may 2.9% inflation, oils and fats tulad ng cooking oil na may 9.4% inflation, sugar, confectionery and desserts na may 5.3% inflation, at ready-made food products and other food products not elsewhere classified, partikular ang ketchup at patis na may 2.1% inflation. Samantala, nagtala ng pagbaba ng presyo nitong Pebrero 2022 ang fruits and nuts gaya ng mangga na may negative 2.9% inflation at vegetables, tubers, cooking bananas at iba pa na may negative 7.1% inflation. Ang riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region na may pinakamataas na inflation nitong Pebrero 2022 ay ang Region 7 o Central Visayas na may 5.1% inflation mula sa 5.0% inflation noong Enero 2022. Samantala, ang BARM ang may pinakamababang inflation sa mga riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region nitong Pebrero 2022. Ito ay nagtala ng 1.6% inflation mula sa 1.9% inflation noong Enero 2022. Kung ihahambing ang inflation na naitala sa mga riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region noong Enero 2022, 7 riyon ang nagtala ng mas mataas na inflation nitong Pebrero 2022. Ito ay ang mga riyon na may kulay blue. Samantala, 9 naman na riyon ang nagtala ng mas mababa na inflation nitong Pebrero 2022. Ito ay ang mga riyon na may kulay green. Ang inflation sa bottom 30% income households ay nananatiling nasa 2012 base year habang ginagawa ng Philippine Statistics Authority ang rebasing ngayong taon sa 2018 base period. Nitong Pebrero 2022, ang inflation sa bottom 30% income households ay nasa 2.7%. Ito ay mas mababa sa inflation noong Enero 2022 na nasa 3.2%, habang 5.5% naman noong Pebrero 2021. Ang average inflation para sa bottom 30% income households mula Enero hanggang Pebrero 2022 ay naitala sa 2.9%. Ang pangunahing dahilan ng pagbaba ng antas ng inflation para sa bottom 30% income households nitong Pebrero 2022 ay ang mas mabagal na pagtaas ng presyo ng food and non-alcoholic beverages na may 2.1% inflation at 93.5% share. Ang monthly data ng inflation para sa all-income households at bottom 30% income households ay inyong makikita sa website ng Philippine Statistics Authority. Maaari itong ma-access sa mga links na naka-flash sa screen o sa pamamagitan ng pag-scan ng QR codes na nasa screen. Dito nagtatapos ang aking paglalahad ng antas ng inflation o pagtaas ng mga presyo ng bilihin at serbisyo sa bansa para sa buwan ng Pebrero 2022. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority ay lubos na nagagalak sa inyong paglahok sa online press conference tungkol sa inflation sa bansa. Salamat at magandang umaga.
You just heard the PSA breaking down the numbers on last month's inflation. Again, it was reported that inflation in February is at 3%, maintaining the pace from January. This falls within the BSP target of 2 to 4%, but is slower than the 3.3% median estimate of 15 analysts from a Business World poll. February inflation is attributed to the rising prices in housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.